Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we are playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So this one is a fun one. So one of my subscribers, RebelDog, decided to challenge me to some games, and we had some good ones. This one is Skaven versus Tomb Kings. So in the last game we played, it was the opposite. We played the opposite way around. I'm not going to bother showing that one. It was a bit one-sided. But basically it proved that archers, skeleton archers, could just wreak absolute havoc to Skaven lines. It was a little bit ridiculous. So he doubled down on that, and we're going to see how I decide to counter it, basically. So here, I've got a load of clan rats with shields. Obviously, cheap stuff with shields is nice. I've got a couple of Stormvermin with halberds, because I wanted something for any potentially big anti-large, if you wanted to bring a load of constructs and things. I wanted to make sure I had that covered. But I also have a Plague Priest and Lord Skrolk. So I have two guys that can summon a ton of stuff around here, which will be really nice. Also, I have some Rat Ogres. I actually have, I think, yeah, 2 units of Rat Ogres. These guys are a risk, because Archer Fire or Who Shouted Great Bows can just skewer them in seconds. They're pretty flimsy, but it is nice to have something with a bit of mass in case there's chariots. It is a very, very good idea to have something that can stop chariots. Chariots are a total nightmare. Also in the back, I have Death Runners. These guys are very expensive, very weak to missile fire, but they can stalk, and they have the concealment bombs. So usually you're on top of them before they can see you and wipe out the unit with archers. So these guys I think are a good investment, and it means if there are any constructs, they can just kill them to pieces. That armor sundering of theirs is ludicrous, and they're just super useful, frankly. I think they're great. That armor sundering thing of theirs is just unbelievably good against Tomb Kings, and yeah, the fact they can't get killed easily at range is a big help. So I mean, that's kind of that. Oh, also, yes, I do have 2 Night Runners and some Gutter Runners with poison. I'm trying to just keep my opponent busy here. He does have, of course, some Who Shouted Great Bows that are very useful. If I brought anything like a Plague Furnace, dead. It'd be dead straight away. These guys are great for taking out expensive units like that, which is why I've got most of my stuff on the ground. So over here you can see he's got Skeleton Spearmen, just a load of Skeleton Spearmen and Tomb Guard with halberds in the front line, a ton of Spearmen in the back and halberds, so he's very well protected from all sides, so Skeleton Archers can hopefully get a lot of work done. He's also got Grand Hierophant Ketep, which you never see. I think it's great to see this guy. All the Vortex spells and things are great if you're going to have a nice defensive posture like this. Also, he does have a Tomb Scorpion, which is going to cause a lot of havoc in my lines. It's very difficult to pin them down when you don't have a lot of mass in your army. He's also got some Carrion, which I think, really, if you're going to bring Carrion, put him over here somewhere and get him on top of the cannons. Just, you know, try and do that, because I could have brought a load of cannons. Of course, the Ushabti are great counters for Warp Lightning Cannons too, because, sure, if they're getting hit, it's only 3 missiles that could potentially hit different units, so that's going to be 3 that get knocked over or whatever, and the rest can keep firing, and they do enough damage to be able to destroy the artillery pretty quickly, which is why I didn't bother bringing any. I did not want to play that game, but still, it's good to have the Carrion just in case you want something extra to try and bog things down. So, pretty cool. So, we're going to speed things up. So, trying to harass the side, but it's not really getting anywhere. Over here, my Stormvermin are getting shot at by Grand Hierophant Ketep on his Roomba, his Casket of Souls, which is definitely pretty good for sniping out these expensive units. It's pretty damn handy, and with such a defensive posture, it's going to be very difficult to get in there and start breaking him. So, it's pretty good. So he's getting a load of Archer Fire and things on me. I'm moving up and down just to try and avoid what I can. But this is just a nice distraction while I get the rest of my army involved, basically. It's all good. It's all good, guys. And these are the Gutter Runners with poison, so I don't really want them getting shot at, to be honest. So I had my Rat Ogres hiding behind a rock, just in case I wanted to change targets, and now I'm going to try and get them around the back, but there's just spears everywhere, and with their lack of armor, you don't need elite anti-large to deal with Rat Ogres. Any anti-large will get good value, which makes them a bit of a risk, but like I said, you've got to have insurance against, you know, against the very, 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 very good skeleton chariots that will just run through any of this stuff pretty happily. You've got to have something like Rat Ogres to stop them. And, you know, I think they're better than a Hell Pit, because, well, they can stop more models, and, you know, they'll do great against them. So here, everything is starting to fall in. Of course, here, this is a bit silly. I've got the Death Runners fighting with the Storm Vermin, so sundering the armor of the Skeleton Spearmen doesn't matter. But this is where things are a little bit better. Yes, the Tomb Scorpions decided to run in. So here, use the Rod of Corruption, try and whittle down these Spearmen quicker, so I can push into his back line. I'm going to start trying to summon rats back here, too. So here I've got the Plague Priest on this side, and I actually moved Skrolk over to the other side. I didn't want them bunched up together, because I wanted to spread out the summons, you see. So here we're going to see, yep, Plague Monks. So with that anti-infantry bonus, they'll be able to shut these guys down a lot quicker than just Clan Rats. Clan Rats will keep it busy, Plague Monks should be able to kill a lot of them. and it means he's having to throw a load of his reserves in to try and fight. Over here he's trying to deal with the rat ogres, but I'm kind of happy with that for now. These death runners were actually just waiting for a gap in the middle so he could run in through. Because, yeah, I just wanted them in reserve for now. The other Death Runner's having a fine time. You see the Tomb Scorpion is down to 47 armor, which is pretty great. That is pretty damn good, so he's suffering a lot. I did actually use a Liber Bubonicus on him, because I wanted to shut him down very quickly. But really, I kind of want the Rat Ogres on him. I should have got the Rat Ogres on him, but I wanted to punch through the middle too eagerly. So, still just running around with the Rat Ogres. He's trying to chase me with King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. Over on this side, holes are starting to, you know, appear on my side, because Clan Rats can't hold up against Tomb Guard, of course they can't. But I'm going to start throwing my Clan Rats back in to try and deal with him. Over here, these guys, the Carrion, have been thrown at them, which does help keep them busy for a while. But these guys are just going to start throwing shurikens into whatever. I do actually push them forward, start getting shurikens into the Ushabti. Here, again, Plague Monks should help kill the Blessed Legion, rather than just keeping them busy. You can see they are really struggling. The Ushabti have been thrown in to try and help, but it means the Ushabti aren't firing. My Rat Ogres are standing there, not sure why. Unusual. Anyway, summoning Ushabti back here to try and help defend his back line. But honestly, I think you can just afford to summon Ushabti right on top of things. I'm not sure where he would put him, because there's armor sundering and anti-large everywhere along here. So it makes it very difficult. But he's using them to run over this way to deal with these Plague Monks. Well, actually, it looks like he's dealing with the Rat Ogres. So these guys are anti-infantry, so you can use them to kill infantry a lot more effectively. Because frankly, these spears are keeping the Rat Ogres busy. I'm not getting good value out of these guys. They're just a nice distraction, because they seem threatening. But don't worry about Rat Ogres too much in this matchup, guys. You can keep them busy pretty easily just with some cheap skeleton spears. So here, I'm getting some good damage into all this stuff. Here, he's going to try and get in with a Vortex. I think here would have been a better place for the Vortex, honestly. He's almost out of units there, but it is getting some good damage in, so it's hard to fault, but that can just run away very quickly and not get a lot of damage in. I think you're better trying to kill the Death Runners, which did actually get terrified away at this point. Amazingly, that Scorpion is still going, which I just think is ludicrous. But anyway, here you can see the Death Runners are now getting into the back line. Grand Hierophant Ketep now only has 40 armor, so anything else I can get onto him is great. Over here, though, this is where things are a little bit iffy, I think, for the Tomb Kings. You do not want to chase Skaven away, because none of this stuff is valuable, you know, none of it is. So you need all this stuff back here to defend what is valuable, because you're just letting this stuff get secluded, and that's not a good idea when I can just keep bringing more reinforcements. I mean, if you just look at these two halves, potentially this could wipe out this, but I can keep summoning more units, you know, so it's not good. You want to keep yourself all intact. These guys have run away once, they will run away again pretty quickly to any terror, so you just want to keep nice and tight against Skaven, I feel. So yeah, be careful about chasing things away. It's not usually worth it. Fair enough if it's chariots, they can just run them down and shatter them nice and quickly and then run back, that's fine. But using your infantry to chase Skaven, you're never going to catch up to them unless they want you to. So here, still, Night Runners struggling a bit. They got hit quite a lot. But you can see here, Ketep is really struggling. And over here I actually threw my Gutter Runners into melee to shut down these archers. And they're doing pretty well, keeping the Great Bows busy too. So, yeah, Hierophant Ketep in a terrible place. But how is this Tomb Scorpion still alive? Seriously. This is ridiculous. It just refuses to die. I mean, he's crumbling now, thank God, but it's been just ridiculous trying to get rid of that guy. So, Ketep really struggling now. I've got my Rat Ogres. Finally, my Rat Ogres are able to get in somewhere useful, which is nice. So yeah, Ketep is really doomed. There's just nothing supporting him. Because things like King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion, that would be a huge help, and his Tomb Guard would be a huge help. They were all chasing. So really be careful about chasing, guys. Really be careful. So here, one last Vortex before he dies. A real just FU to the people who killed him, which I just think is fantastic. But at this point, it's just a matter of time before this stuff all starts crumbling. I just have overwhelming numbers left. I mean, Skrulk, he could fight this stuff all day. And yeah, he could just whittle everything down with Rod of Corruption at this point. It's not easy. So here, obviously, I've got more Rat Ogres. I'm just charging them straight in. No point, you know, keeping in reserve. And now things are starting to disintegrate over here. So that's good news. Nice archer fire in the back. Well, not archer, shuriken, I suppose. And nice rear charge onto these guys. More units are coming in. It's not going to be long before they also go down. Rod of Corruption helping to whittle them down further. And yeah, it's just his leftover units in the back. And yeah, with the balance of power shifting so heavily in my favour, this stuff is starting to crumble on its own volition. Oh, and them too. Poor Tomb Guard. So yeah, guys, be really careful about getting separated. You know, really nice defensive posture at the start, and plenty of units just throw into the summons so you can pull your archers back. You know, plenty of spearmen. He actually had a bigger army than I did, which is crazy. You know, you don't expect that from this matchup. You expect Tomb Kings to be, well, not as wide as the Skaven, so it's pretty nuts. You know, he had plenty of units to be able to bog things down and keep things protected. But as soon as you start chasing, especially with your more elite units, I mean, it's very difficult for clan. I mean, I had mostly clan rats, and they're not really going to get through Tomb Guard or Tomb Guard with halberds in a hurry. So these guys could have kept things busy all day. I mean, look at that, 196 kills. Yeah, you want to keep those units in the fight, don't you? So that's the real risk. But Grand Hierophant Katep, 219 kills, absolutely superb. I think he was a really good choice in this, given the defensive posture. Sometimes you do want maybe, you know, if you can handle a micro, like a Lord on a Chariot, can get just as many kills, and can also run away if need be. Grand Hierophant Katep, not very good at running away, which is why you need to keep that defensive posture. So I think that's the main lesson here. Don't let the Skaven divide you. As soon as you do that, you're just going to be at their mercy. It's pretty rough. But I mean, this is beautiful. 101 kills with the death run at 136 for the clan rats. That's just mind-blowing stuff right there. That makes no sense. 102 for Lord Scroll. It's alright. It's alright. Obviously, the Lead Bubonicus nuked a couple of things. It helped kill the Tomb Scorpion. I mean, it took half the Tomb Scorpion's health off, and yet the Tomb Scorpion was still going an hour later. Alright, maybe not an hour, I'm exaggerating a bit. But still, that was ridiculous. I cannot believe how well the Tomb Scorpion did here. It was pretty unbelievable. Because it was just the one, I didn't feel the need to really just try and nuke it with a load of things. And honestly, given the amount of archers, it would have been very risky to get the Rat Ogres on it. Because, you know, I need to shut that stuff down first. And it makes it difficult, you know. Yeah, Tomb Scorpion, surprisingly useful here. I think if he brought too many, I would have just overwhelmed him. I just would have, you know, got everything surrounded. But the fact he just had the one and was still able to go this wide, it made him really useful. So I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see indeed. So yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I think that's about it. So RebelDog, thank you so much for the matches. They were a lot of fun, and I hope you picked up some stuff. And I hope you guys did at home too. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.